Check out this baseball cap. Ooh, Louis Vuitton. Isn't it cool? Now tell me this isn't almost a total match to the Born Pretty Chameleon polish I just showed you a few days ago. Now you see why I already had an idea for a design. I'll be starting this set with Black by Beetles, and while I'm laying the first coat, let me be sure to say, hey NailTubers, what is up Nailification Squad, and hello if you're new to the channel. My name is Tommy, and I am a licensed nail tech, and I've worked in salons, so you'll see an assortment of content on this channel from press-on nail designs to my favorite, acrylics, polygels, and builder gels. I also recently started getting familiar with short video content as well, so I'm glad you're here and hopefully you'll spend some time to enjoy some of my other work as well. So about this set, this was rather challenging and I had to make a correction that you'll see as we continue. 4 of the nails will be all black and the ring finger is left clear as it'll be a chameleon French ombre using the stamping polish like a regular polish, which you can do in case I didn't mention it in my haul. It's a regular polish, so it's air dry and doesn't require curing. I'm so happy to be doing this set because you know how I feel about black. For me, when I do Louis Vuitton, I usually do stick with the traditional colors, but who could resist this baseball cap, right? This is definitely going to be Boujee. Looking at the hat, I chose colors that stood out to me, which was the transition between like the bluish green to pink. Oh, and I have the swatches I did off to the side. You see them? The 4 that are together are what I decided to use for this set. To do the French nail, I created 3 reference points and simply connected the dots. Once the outline was laid, I filled it in with the color polish. Now, I don't remember if I recorded doing the second coat. If I didn't, I want to make sure that you know I did this in 2 coats because this stamping polish is pretty sheer. Also, it being a regular polish, you should know that there isn't a lot of playtime to get the ombre done. So you'll notice I go in mostly with the brush from the polish bottle. So I'll let you watch for a bit. I love the way it turned out. Oh, and remember to clean the ombre brush right away, otherwise that polish will dry out and damage the hairs. I used matte top coat by NOTPOLISH on all the black nails. I'm really hoping this stamping design will turn out like what's on the hat. So I pulled out the black and white sticky stamping polishes by She Modern. My original thought was to do a raised letter effect like what's on the hat, but once I started and saw how much time this took, I ended up changing my mind. The stamping plates are from Mundos De Unas. I got them 3 or 4 years ago, and at this point I was still undecided over which pattern to use, so I just worked spontaneously. So this is the pattern I chose, and it sort of went downhill from here, but check out how much fine detail this picked up. In trying to achieve the holographic look, I pretty much knew I'd need to use white as a background. then layer the chameleon. Because as I explained, or better yet, you saw when I did the French nail how sheer this stamping polish is. I started with the white, and I'm also calculating to do everything in white first rather than continue to switch back and forth with the stamping colors, if you know what I mean. Then I ran into some issues. The first was that I couldn't see well through the stamper. Then the second is, if you notice, the stamper picked up very well to the fine detail, but when I stamped, the stamper kept pulling away the especially thin lines of the design. So I tried to pat it down. This stamper is a softer one, so I'm thinking something a little firmer would probably do better, but unfortunately I don't have a selection, so I had no choice and kept trying at best. Eventually the design was coming out crooked because I couldn't see through the stamper, and I decided to do the nail over. And this time around, I also figured to take less of the image so it won't get pulled as much and looking stretched and distorted. And that seemed to work better. Now this design may not be perfect as far as alignment, but I just love how it's starting to come out already. So I was saying it had to be layered, so keep in mind this wasn't difficult, but it was time consuming. So you'll see me do the stamp only a couple of times for you to just get the idea. Now after the white is laid, I started with the chameleon colors, which I had to do the chameleon colors twice. Again, because it's so sheer. Oh, and I can't remember when, but I also realized to remove the back cap off the stamper so I could get a better visual when laying the print. And you know what? I usually clean the stamping plate with a makeup sponge, but I'm kind of out at this time. Going back to the ombre nail, I outlined the French in black. Then I used the black stamping polish to add the designer logo. After the stones are laid, a final coat of matte tidies up the appearance of the nails. And this time I did the toes, guys. How could we get a designer set without doing the feet? You really can tell how sheer the chameleon stamping polish is. So 2 coats? In fact, I might have even done 3 to get it opaque. The rest of the toes are black, and I decided on stamps for the toes. So there was one that was like a necklace design, and it stamped well, but it really didn't show up very well, but it still looked good. And then on the smaller toe, just in case it's hard to see, it's Hello Kitty with a Louis Vuitton background. So cute. Ultimately, this set matches this baseball cap to a T, and I love it. If you like it and want to see more, you'll find so many designs in the Boujee Nails on a Budget playlist. So consider subscribing, and when you do, remember to hit the nailification bell, and you'll know when there's another upload. So I can't wait to see you then. Much love.